Hello, this is the second video on using technology to teach digital citizenship. This is going to be tying in with the ISTE Standard 4. In this second video, we're going to be looking at the digital tool GoGuardian. GoGuardian is a gatekeeper type of program that helps teachers and administrators manage and see what students are doing when they're using Chromebooks in the classroom. That is the only catch. It does only, to my understanding, work if students are using a Chromebook. All right, after logging into GoGuardian, this is the screen that the teacher would see. Each one of these tiles represents a class. So for mine, I just named them Period 2, Period 4, and Period 8. Notice that they're color-coded, so you can change those features to make it match other websites like Google Classroom. And if you notice this G right here, this is directly from Google Classroom. What I was able to do was to create my classes on Google Classroom and then have GoGuardian sync with Google Classroom and pull in all of my classroom data. So the nice part about that was it pulled in all of my students' Gmail usernames, their first name and last name, and it organized everything for me. So as soon as students log into their Chromebooks, if I send them to Google Classroom, Google Docs, something like that, they're already logged into GoGuardian, and GoGuardian's checking class rosters. I've also been told that GoGuardian will automatically update your classes here based on whatever Google Classroom is. So it makes it nice for the teacher that they only have to update one spot at a time. There's also the feature to archive classes and look at archived classes at later dates, as well as a few other features. If you click over here, this is another way for you to get to all of your classes. All right, I'm going to start by showing you some of the features of GoGuardian. So I'm just going to choose this class and click here. So now here, I can choose how long I want my session to be. And what I've actually already done in the advanced features, I believe it's in settings, was I set up my class schedule so that I don't have to manually start a session. It would just automatically start every day, as you can see over here, from 10:20 to 11:50. So here is all of my previous sessions listed right here. That makes it much easier because otherwise a teacher has to remember to start GoGuardian or to start at mid-class. Having that class schedule feature is great because it's automatically starting on its own. You don't have to think about it anymore. So now what I'm going to try to show you is GoGuardian itself. This is going to be a little harder because it's actually summer right now and I do not have active students. If you look at these top few classes, my school district has actually already been on summer vacation for a few days, so there should be no data here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to an older date, and we'll try this one. So Monday, May 30th. So here on this screen, what you're looking at is a list of my students on the left, and if I scroll further down, you would see more names. And this is the timeline view. So if my students were actively on their Chromebooks at this moment, each student would have a timeline that would appear moving across the screen. Over here, I can then switch to the screens view. Notice again, it's only for active sessions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some screenshots online and I'll show you those features a little further. What I wanted to show you though is also this command log. Normally during an active session, you could actually change things on student screens. You could send a message to them, like, eyes up front. You could black out their screen so that they could only look at your screen at the front of the room. Then you could kind of do like a timed assessment or something like that. You could send a tab to their computers, to their Google Chrome. So rather than directing students to a link, you could type it in for them and then send it and open it automatically on all of their screens. You could also close tabs. So if you see a student is looking at something that they shouldn't be looking at, with a click of the button, you could close a tab that they have open. So I apologize, a lot of the features for this tool are better seen when you're actually in the moment, rather than looking at it kind of, secondhand like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up a few screenshots to show you guys some of their features. All right, so I was able to find this screenshot made by EdTech Roundup during their review of GoGuardian. And what this is showing you is the actual student screen view. So here, you could see the open tab feature. This would allow the teacher to send a tab to all student screens. Here they can lock all student screens or whichever ones they've selected. Each student screen has a little checkbox where you can select them, and then to unlock them. Here you could see each student's name and if they have a Google ID picture, and also what screen they're on. So here we can see a multitude of students are on the Statue of Liberty Wikipedia page. I'm assuming that's where they're supposed to be. And then we have Michael here who is on Facebook. So what you would be able to do is to actually go in and close that tab. These small icons here are all of the tabs that these students have open. So you can see everything that they have open from other classes, or if they're kind of like quick switching to another tab, you could see what they have open in the background. So this is the screen view. Here, this is the timeline view. So this is in real time seeing the student names over here, what was on their screen and when it was there. So here you see the icon for Google Calendar, then it looks like Google Translate. So they were on this screen up until this timestamp, and then they switched over to Translate. Here, the student was on Wikipedia until they switched to Drive, Google Search Drive, and then some other websites. So you can actually see in real time, and this would be moving across the screen for the teacher while they're reviewing everything that their students are doing. So this is a great tool to not only monitor what students are doing, but also to kind of help control technology in the classroom. It allows you to block out student devices when you don't want them using them, and also to guide them towards sources that you want them looking at. So a great tool for teaching digital citizenship.